The first number up today is 5 million. That's the number of people who are expected to begin to apply for deferred action under President Obama's immigration executive order issued back in November. Now, as we've spoken about here before, that order would have allowed the parents and the families of U.S. citizen children to remain in the United States unharassed, but their hopes were dashed on Monday when a federal judge down in Texas, surprise, surprise, Andrew Hanen, issued an injunction of that order on a technicality, saying that because President Obama hadn't allowed for a 90-day comment period on his immigration action, that it was unconstitutional, throwing the immigration policy of the United States into turmoil yet again. Now, yesterday, President Obama spoke out and said his administration was going to appeal and that, quote, the law was on our side, close quote. But all of this just adds another layer of complexity on the immigration issue in Washington right now. That's because the Republican Congress is threatening to shut down the Department of Homeland Security unless President Obama takes out the funding for his immigration action. Now, none of this makes sense. The United States is under its greatest threat of terrorism in almost a decade from Al-Qaeda and now ISIS. And now the Republicans are threatening to shut down the Department of the United States that's supposed to protect the homeland from terrorism. Yep, that's right. The Republicans want to basically open the door to ISIS and Al-Qaeda and shut it to millions of de facto American citizens who've lived here for decades in peace. Now, with behavior like that, the United States is acting like the governments that many of those immigrants ran away from in the first place.